You may be watching this video at a different time. After the 18 months of January of 2022 through January or July of 2023, where the nodes will be in different places. But as I speak right now, with the Russia-Ukraine situation going on, the South Node is in Scorpio, North Node in Taurus in my hot button live stream. When I talk all about this, I talk about the importance of recognizing, being aware, having some knowledge, and reversing the nodes around. So, what is the reverse of South Node Scorpio, North Node Taurus? The reverse is the South Node is in Taurus and the North Node in Scorpio. What these two North Node placements have in common is needing to release something, needing to let go of something to find peace in your life, to find tranquility, to open up, to transform, to really sit with yourself in your values, being connected but detached in a healthy way. Scorpio is all about releasing the need to, accumulate the material. And then Taurus is all about, which is the reverse, about, really, really thinking about the material, but more being grounded in what gives you peace and stability in your life. It could be sitting in your house in that blue chair and hearing the birds just outside, and then looking out the window and seeing the grass and seeing the flowers in that bush that's facing toward the house, for instance. And, being in the calm with the house, with the white picket fence around it. The smells, all of your senses, very, very related to the North Node being in the sign of Taurus. But what if we flip this around? What if the North Node is in the sign of Scorpio? It can point to this as well, but in a different way. So I'm talking about the South Node being in Taurus, North Node being in Scorpio right now. And in this video, I am not using any sites, any websites. This is just what I know. So the South Node, and maybe this will be a teaser to what it's about. I will try to make it as meaty and put as much information into this as I can. So, the South Node in Taurus. If the South Node is in Taurus, then the South Node, remember, points to past karma, past lives, past experiences where you come into this life and you don't remember what happened. Now that's very Hindu, and that goes off on the Vedic astrology. But just think of the South Node as what is old, what is dying away, what you're used to, what you're familiar with, that no longer serves you, and where you need to look at the evolution and the high road of Taurus to then move into the North Node, not abandoning it, but evolving the South Node. And that's how you get to the North Node, because the zodiac signs evolve through its opposite sign. And so this is really what this is teaching, the importance of oppositions in astrology. What can we learn from our opposite sign? And when it has to do with karma and your destiny and how you need to evolve spiritually in your life when it comes to your emotions, the moon, which is very, very up top of the chart, which is what you would feel comfortable with. The moon is also very spiritual, very, very moody because it moves so quickly. It changes signs every 2 to 3 days. And it's very feminine and reflective as well. So, nodes of the moon, south node being in Taurus, you are probably very, very familiar with maybe living a very, very simple life. I would say, and I'm thinking right now of the Amish, because I remember driving down, riding down the highway, and seeing an Amish buggy on the highway, and I also saw the Amish way of living, of putting your clothes on the the little dryer to dry outside, not having the washing machines and different things, dressed in those types of clothes, going into the kitchen, seeing the cornmeal and the stew cooking and sitting around your family and sharing and connecting without all the complications, without all the all the technology and all those types of distractions. You probably were. This could have been a farmer, where you had to kind of land and plow the land and raise the land and take care of the livestock and things like that, where the farm requires maintaining and the farm requires hard work and patience, because you understand that things just don't happen overnight. It takes a long time for those crops to come to fruition in the tree of bearing fruit, where all those things can come to fruition when the crops, because like think about, for instance, tomato crops, like in the garden, in my backyard, the tomatoes usually come out late into the summer, so August, September, because it takes time for nature to, really, really work its magic, because Taurus is slow and steady. The earth, it takes time for, for instance, right now I'm filming this where it's March, and it's going to become springtime very soon, where it takes, the transition for nature to change into spring, leading up to the climax of the year, which is summer, and June, I want to say. The solstice will go the other way. But so anyway, really connected to the earth, very connected to the physical, connected to the material, where it was all about you having to be self-sufficient and you having to survive, you having to go into your desk with all of the files and all of the bills and all of that, and having to manage the taxes and do all of this, really having to be self-sufficient, where others were not a very available resource. And remember, the South Node can be this broken record in which you naturally want to break away from, because time and time again you try doing it this way and it does not work, so therefore you're hitting a dead end. Turn around from that dead end. When you're on this scale, or this teeter-totter, you're going this way, and you can't go any further because it's going to go into the ground. You have to turn around. So, Yes, indeed. So this attraction to the material things apparently define you, where you could make the dinner, you could make the pizza with all the fresh vegetables. You could make the stew, the meat and potatoes, cooking it in the kitchen, and then really being very, very hardworking, being very dedicated, and, putting food on the table, you know, going out to the store and buying the ingredients and buying the resources necessary for you to be able to do these things, which did not include what recommendations people might say of, oh, use this resource. This way might be easier. This way might be more convenient. And so that is the real thing. Where, it's this sort of, feeling as well, where, like, no, this sort of boundaries. And there's a lot of healthy boundaries, and, North Node and Taurus healthy boundaries, but looking at the shadow side, because the South Node, tends to look at the shadow side of the sign, and it can look at unhealthy boundaries. It can look at where, even in your own house, with somebody, saying, here, let me help. I can, here, let me help you. Let me give you this to take care of you, to heal you. Let me, take the trash out. Let me help you with this step in the recipe, or this area of the house that needs fixing, for example. No, I got it. I got it. And so it's this sort of training where this is, as Colette Baron-Reid, who is a spiritual teacher and practitioner, practicer, talks about a spiritual narcolepsy where you feel like you need to do it all yourself. No help, no one around to support you and hold your hand and all these things. You need to be self-sufficient and all this type of stuff. Where it is really this life is all about releasing the need to accumulate and to build this mountain to where you're sitting on stagnant energy, like, oh my goodness, I don't have enough, and oh my goodness, is everything safe and secure? Building, having to maintain the stability, you know, maybe you walk into this person's house and there's so many locks and all of these drawers because so many things are stashed away because, you don't want others to take them. Sharing could be a real challenge where you don't want others to, have your resources. It's very, very instinctual, very instinctional for a child to go to the daycare and then you have a stuffed animal that you bring, and this other kid takes it. And indeed, this happened to me when I was little, and it is a very important lesson about, sharing and trading. I give you this, you give me that, give and take as well, instead of just giving and giving and giving, receiving, or resi-giving, as Dee Wallace says. So sharing could be a big part of this as well. Sharing with others, opening up to others and what they have to give, their perspectives, their feelings on these types of things, and allowing them into your life. Yes, being in alignment with your values, knowing what you want, having the stability and security, but taking advantage of opportunities and moving beyond the material and on the little world of the house with a white picket fence and all of, these things you have to maintain, releasing it and trusting, and living, therefore, a more fulfilling life when it comes to this. Getting in touch with the depths and the emotions. Anything which can release yourself from the attachment to the material. It's all about the material. No. Connecting. All these material things don't, completely define you. And so it could be part of this as well. So, Yes, that is what the North Node in Scorpio can be all about.